Hey, thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. I'm Derek Wetmore. I'm going to share with you my 5 thoughts from Wednesday's 11-0 Twins loss to the Tigers. I got some notes today about the offense, still struggling to score runs, word of caution, and of course there's pitching and outfield defense too that we'll have to get to. Baseball Reference, for starters, says that there's only been one other team since the DH was invented in 1973 that has been shut out in back-to-back games to open the season. That would be the 1977 Seattle Mariners. The Twins have done that now, getting shut out 11-0 to the Detroit Tigers after 4-0 shutout opening day on Monday. Obviously not a good start for the Twins offense. Thought number 2, though, as I had teased at the beginning, I said a word of caution, and that word of caution is chill out. There are 160 games left to play. The Twins had the 7th best offense in baseball a season ago. Despite losing 92 games, the bats were not the problem in 2014. I don't foresee them being a problem in 2015 either. The Twins have, on paper, a fairly respectable offense, even if you expect steps back from players like Danny Santana and Kenny Vargas. I think there's more there for a player like Oswaldo Arcia, and I definitely think we'll see more out of Joe Mauer this season than we saw last season. So, yes, I know, 2 starts into the season, the offense hasn't scored a run against David Price and Anibal Sanchez. But if there are roughly 1,458 innings in a season, the Twins have played 18. It would mean they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,440 innings left to play, and I'm confident that by the end of the year, that shutout streak will be snapped. As for the pitching, not quite as confident on that. Wednesday would have been the day that Ervin Santana started had he not been suspended 80 games for testing positive for stanozolol, a performance-enhancing drug. Instead, Ricky Nolasco started, and it didn't go so well for Nolasco in his first start of the 2015 season. You might remember, of course, in the first year of his contract with the Twins, that's paying him in the ballpark of $49 million, did not perform very well. All season, Ricky Nolasco was one of the worst pitchers in the major leagues. He was pitching hurt for part of the season, and that certainly caused some of his struggles, but he also had some bad luck and some downright bad performances. He just wasn't good flat out. That was the case again on Wednesday. He got 9 outs, failed to get an out in the 4th inning. He was chased after 3 batters reached, and Tim Stauffer relieved him, and it was a chain of relievers thereafter that gave up the rest of the runs. But Ricky Nolasco's starting line, if I can find it quickly for you, he went 3 innings, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. That's not getting it done. The defense didn't help him out, and it was a little bit cold, which I understand Ricky Nolasco maybe doesn't like pitching in cold weather, but neither of those is an adequate excuse. It was not a good start for Ricky Nolasco. I mentioned the defense behind him. He didn't get bailed out. It's not like they cost him runs necessarily, but there are 2 plays in particular that I took issue with, Twins outfielders. Torrey Hunter made a nice running catch earlier in the game. It was kind of his first test of his range, which we talked so much about this winter. And he made a really nice grab in right center field. But there was another play later in the game. I believe it was off the bat of Anthony Goes. Hit a ball into the right center field gap on the ground. Torrey Hunter chasing to try to cut it off. He got there in time, but when it came time to bend down and pick the ball up to try and cut it off and limit Goes to a single or a double, probably a double, it scooted under his glove. Goes rounded second. He got in for third, and another run. Jose Iglesias scored from first base on the play that really had no business scoring from first base. I think it's kind of the 2 sides of Torrey Hunter's range. He did make a nice running grab in right center, and I won't take that away from him. But I think an average right fielder probably makes that play, cuts that ball off, and limits Goes to a double and keeps Iglesias at third base. Also, Jordan Schaefer misplayed a ball in the middle of the game where it was off the bat of Ian Kinsler, and Kinsler was credited with a single, but he wound up standing on third base thanks to Jordan Schaefer, who got in front of the ball, cut it off in left center, but then had it kick under his glove as he went to try to field it. Both of those plays resulted in extra bases for the Tigers, and that's not something Twins pitchers will like this season if Twins outfielders are giving up a lot of extra outs and extra bases. We saw that on Wednesday. That'll do it for this video. Those are my 5 thoughts. Check out the website, 1500ESPN.com. I've got a column up from Wednesday's game and plenty of other Twins coverage too. Also, I'd recommend that you check out the Touch 'Em All podcast. Phil Mackey and I record a once-weekly Twins podcast in which we talk about 4 talking points. We touch all the bases and pretty exciting news, some technical news for this upcoming Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on our account on SoundCloud and 1500ESPN.com. We hope to be on iTunes shortly as well, so look for us there. That's the end of this video, though. Until next time, I'm Derek Wetmore. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.